Personally, I think the most interesting question that our species can ask is Earth the only place that life exists? From what actual, hard evidence we currently have, the answer would be yes. We know of no other planet, moon, asteroid, or heavenly body that houses life. But there is still hope. It's been estimated by NASA, the ESA, and SETI that our galaxy, the Milky Way, has roughly 100 billion stars in it. That's a lot of stars, but it doesn't stop there. For each star in our galaxy, NASA estimates that there is another galaxy in the universe, meaning that there could be 100 billion galaxies containing 100 billion stars. That equates to 10 to the 24th power stars in the universe. To put this into terms that we can even begin to grasp, that means that for each grain of sand on every beach on Earth, there are 10,000 stars in the universe. It seems impossible that among these massive astronomical numbers, we are the only planet in the universe that life has formed on. This is all well and good, but with our species' current level of technology, we won't be able to travel beyond our own solar system to visit another star for quite some time. This leaves us with 8 planets, 1 dwarf planet, and somewhere between 100 and 150 moons in our own solar system that we could hope to explore. Some of the more favored candidates include Mars, Titan, Europa, and the twin moons of Jupiter, Callisto and Ganymede. You may have heard of most of these places before, but one of the least commonly talked about moons may actually be our best bet at finding life in our own solar system. First discovered by famed astronomer William Herschel in 1789, Enceladus is the 6th largest moon of Saturn. After the moon was originally recognized and named by Herschel, historic astronomers paid almost no attention to it for centuries. The first real contact with the moon was made by Voyager 2, which passed by the moon on its way to photograph Saturn. NASA decided a few weeks before the flyby that it would rotate the camera module and capture a few pictures of the moon as it flew by. The images proved far more interesting than researchers expected, showing a small moon that was extremely bright, showing that the moon had a surface covered largely in ice. Even more important than this was the condition of the surface. The moon had extensive scarring from impact craters at the poles, but was increasingly more and more smooth closer to the equator. This suggests that the moon had an active geology with a heated core similar to that of the Earth. These discoveries fascinated NASA and the astronomers of the world, but it would be decades until the true nature of the moon was revealed. In 2005, the Cassini probe made multiple passes by Enceladus, allowing the probe to engage the moon with its full sensory suite over several days at distances as close as 100 miles from the surface. The images transmitted back to Earth from the probe during the first 3 passes were nothing short of incredible. High-resolution pictures show a world of ice with distinct blue striations crossing the surface that researchers call tiger stripes, features reminiscent of rivers on Earth. It wasn't known until the 6th day of observation what the ice or liquid was, but when the spectrometer camera layover on the probe was used, it captured yet more incredible images. For the first time, we had concrete evidence that there are plumes of water vapor expelled from the surface of the moon at high velocity, with some geysers reaching as high as 100 miles from the surface. All of this information points to the conclusion that Enceladus must have liquid water beneath its icy surface, meaning that the core of the moon must be heating a huge amount of water to something more than 32 degrees. These facts draw us to our original question. Is there something that we would recognize as life on Enceladus? The conditions are better suited for life than any other place in our solar system, save Earth. An active geology and core, a huge abundance of warm, liquid water, a small atmosphere, an icy layer reflecting damaging UV rays from the sun away from the fragile building blocks of life. It could be perfect. The final cherry on top is the geysers. With other interesting moons like Titan or Europa, to get into the liquid water beneath the surface, we would have to design a probe that could melt or drill through dozens of miles of rock and ice. With Enceladus, all we would have to do to get started exploring the moon for life is fly a collector probe into a few of the geysers, scoop up some of the material in the atmosphere, and check it for any biological signatures. The conclusion I've come to is that Enceladus is the next place we should explore in the search for life. It has all of the factors we can list for a possible life-housing planet. We've been to it before, and it would be comparatively easy to at least start the search. Looking for past life on Mars is fascinating, but wouldn't it be far more interesting to know, among the billions and billions of stars and trillions of planets in the universe, life has formed independently in our own little solar system 2 times. Traveling to Enceladus might be able to give us that answer, or at least get us a bit closer to the truth. Thank you.